Attention, listener, I have an assignment for you. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to engage with the Real Nerds, aka the best podcast on the internet. You can listen to their episodes on their website, realnerdspodcast.com. And you can also listen to them on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and iTunes. Follow their social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. This message will self-destruct never.
This is Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Pop Culture Con 2021 and beyond. And it's lockdown number 2, so once again, we're coming to you via Zoom. Hey, Brad.
Hey, what's up?
No, you know, living the dream. Zach?
Oh, Pandemic 2, Pandemic Harder. Lockdown 2, Locker Harder.
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric
Lockdown
Boogaloo.
2. Yes. I have a pandemic story for you and why we still have a pandemic. I went to Best Buy today because they have their Black Friday sales are going on right now. So I said, I'm going to go pick up some cheap movies. And Kellen really likes Playing with Fire, the John Cena movie. So that was $5.99. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then I got a couple other ones, and like the Deathstroke movie, which I really wasn't that interested in, but I heard it was good, and it was $5.99 as well. So I'm like, fuck it, who cares? And so I got my like 4 movies, and I go up, and there's like this, I don't know, 17-year-old kid who's checking people out, at the register, and he gets to me, and I look down, and he has like an open package of Swedish fish, and he has gloves on and he has a mask. And while he's checking me out, he pulls the mask down and starts eating the Swedish fish, pulls the mask back up and says, "Man, I really like Swedish fish." Oh, yeah.
Whoa, wait.
And I said...
He did that in front of you?
Yeah, I said, "Hey, dude, do you mind not pulling your mask down and eating with gloves on?" Because here's the thing, is I don't want him to get fired. But at the same time, it's gross.
Yeah.
And we're in the middle of a pandemic. And if I already didn't have COVID, I might have freaked out a little more.
Two things are bothering me. First of all, the entirety of your story. Second of all, that he found it necessary in the middle of him neglecting his pandemic duties to be like, "Man, Swedish fish, the best of the candies."
Ryan, have you ever had a retail job where the manager said it was okay to eat in front of customers on the floor?
No.
God, no.
And here's the thing, too. It's
pandemic or no pandemic.
Yeah. I forgot another part of the story. So Doolittle with Robert Downey Jr. is also $5.99, or I could have sprung for the Ultra HD for $10. But I'm like, this movie's not good enough to own an Ultra HD, and I want to spend the extra money. I'm just a completist because I want the Robert Downey Jr. movie. And so I pay for everything, and I'm leaving, and he says, "Oh, and by the way, this movie, it's not good." I go, "Okay, man. Have a nice fucking day."
God. Did you that's when you pull out the card and be like, "Listen, not only are you irresponsible, but you're talking to a podcaster who's been doing this shit for 11 years. You don't think I don't know that Doolittle is garbage?" Like,
I know. You know, it's funny. This is how stupid I am and me owning movies. Like I saw that and I go, for $5.99, I'm a completist, because I wasn't going to get it when it came out for $25. I said, you know what? Is it really that bad? So I'm going to watch it again. I'm like, oh my God, this is a piece of shit. But, well, whatever.
But you're a completist. We all have like the garbage heaps of our collection and stuff for them. Like,
yeah, I mean, I have to have all of Robert Downey Jr.'s movies. Like I have Wonder Boy's coming on Blu-ray next week. That movie's pretty good though. So
Yeah, I mean, I've got some Burns and Allen's movies that are not good at all, but they're still there. You know, I found
yeah,
them cheap.
I mean, yeah.
You figure out how to get them at the lowest possible cost.
All right. Well, I'll just segue to the next thing. I mean, on this podcast we talk about movies. So, Brad, what is like the one shameful movie you own, and you're like, this movie is not that good, but I have to have it because it's part of a collection or it's a part of a completist run? What's the one movie where you're like, nope, not? I don't know why I have that one.
Oh, like I have, like I'm ashamed to have it. It's not something like, oh, 5 of these came with this purchase, so I just have it anyway.
Yeah, it's like My Doolittle. You know, it's not a very good movie, but I said, it's a Robert Downey Jr. movie, so I need to have it.
So something like I actually want to have, not just like something extra that I have. Gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been pretty disciplined lately about just getting the stuff that I really want. Off the top of my head, maybe something like a shitty Shout Factory movie that was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome, and then you watch it and you're like, oh, this is a mistake.
Yeah.
Maybe like the Peanut Butter Solution. Is that
Okay, that's fair.
Trying to think of something else that I actually like really love. I mean, I have Super Mario Brothers. People hate that, but I love it.
Yeah, it's interesting because now that you brought up Shout Factory, yeah, I mean, I've been really more disciplined as well. That's why I waited till Black Friday before I got. I mean, in the old days, I'm like, fuck it, it's a Robert Downey Jr. movie. I'm just going to get it. But Shout Factory, they do their Shocktober events, or every once in a while they have 70% off things. And one movie I have is called Blood and Lace, and it is so fucking awful. And I'm watching it, and I go, and I just see it still on my shelf. Like, I'm looking at it right now. And I go, why do I still have this fucking movie? And then I saw that it's out of print and it sells for a lot. I go, okay, well, maybe I'll hang on to it for collector's item. I'm ashamed that I have
You
it.
should probably sell it though, because they might do like a new edition, and then
That
people
is
won't
true.
care about it.
A new 4K scan of it.
Yeah. Or 8K. Because 8K
Zach?
TVs now.
So I guess if I'm talking like The Shadow is one where I know that movie's not amazing, but I have to have it because of the old time radio connection to it. The same with The Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger has depreciated in value with me over time. But I was going to say, because of the amount of Golden Age Hollywood movies that I end up collecting, I end up having double dips unintentionally. So I ended up picking up the 4th volume of the Gangster series that they put out back in the mid-2000s. I have 2 copies of The Amazing Dr. Clitterhouse between 2 different collections, and I'm like, I don't love this movie that much. Why do I have 2 copies?
I think it is, too, a big misconception that all classic Hollywood films are good.
Oh, no. Oh, dude, there's one I have. I have a Bob Hope movie called Where There's Life that is not good at all. I just got it because it was in that big haul that I got when I worked at the thrift store, where I was like, you know what? I'm never going to pay more than the $3 they're asking for this right now. I've got it. Yeah. I've got to get it. And there's movies that I've seen where I'm like, you know what? I would want this for completest value, but I don't know if it's worth having on my shelf whatsoever. Like Charlie McCarthy Detective is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, and it ruins the legacy of that ventriloquist. But goddamn it, if I ever found a copy, I might get it. Going like, here's an example of what not to get. But yeah, no, I'm trying to think of like a more modern movie. Like, to be honest, like I guess it's The Lone Ranger, because I don't know why I have that on my shelf when it hasn't held up for me.
No, I have it too. There's some movies that I have that I thought weren't that great, but I own because when Tradesmart went out and they had the 75% off sale, or it's like you bought 2 and got 2 free. I can't remember how it was, but I have that and Adam Marcus's Texas Chainsaw that I got for, I think, $1.75.
That's fair. Actually, I've got one. Village of the Damned, John Carpenter's Village of the Damned. because I am a Carpenter completist. I got that on sale at Second Spin. So
yeah, that one's not that bad though.
No, it's not bad, but it's not like it's a fun watch, but not for the reasons that it's
True.
I find value in it in certain sections of it, but it is a edited mess because of the studio. So like, but the special features on that thing are incredible. So I guess that's the value in it. So
I've got another one.
Cool.
Last Blood, because I had to get it with the Rambo set.
You know what's funny, Brad? Guess what I got today for $7.99?
God damn you!
Oh, you didn't go for the steelbooks?
No, because man, that's fucking $85, and I think my wife's still mad at me for forgetting that I pre-ordered the Office Complete series. So
It's good you did. That thing is like selling out constantly.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I watched it. It looks great.
The other things are some Van Damme movies I have that are not very good.
Yep.
But I have them because they're Van Damme movies.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah. I mean, you have Jason Statham. I have a few of those. I'd have to think about it. But yeah, like Chaos with Ryan Felipe, and I don't even remember really what happened in that movie. I just know I have it. Anyways, every week on Real Nerds Podcast, we see a new movie, and because of everything that's going on, we're doing a Safer at Home. This week we streamed the reimagining of Re-becca.
Yes.
That you can also stream on Netflix. Stay tuned to the end of the show where
people have been more disciplined, but here we are.
Oh yeah, well I told you why we still have a pandemic, because we have idiots.
And Swedish fish.
Yeah. But
Don't you knock the Swedish fish? They're delicious. He's right.
They are, but it's not the only one. I remember about 2 months ago, I went into Jimmy John's, and Kellen and I were waiting for our sandwiches, and this guy was behind us, and he got his sandwich, and he filled up his drink with root beer, pulled down his mask, took a drink from it, not from his straw, but from the cup, and then put it back on the tab and filled it up again. So that's why there's still a pandemic, because people are fucking idiots.
You said you were at Target, by the way. Another thing about customer service, do they like continually like push their stocking carts like in your direction and like make you move?
Yeah, it was not a good. I did not like my Target experience.
Like every time I go out to Target, like there's someone like they're doing tons of shelf stocking, right? Which I guess is fine. Like they don't want to do overnighters that much. But it's just like when I worked in retail, like my bosses told me like, don't make the customers move for you.
Yeah.
But no, everywhere I go now, like all the shelf people are like, excuse me, and you put this back. It's like, I would just wait. So, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's honestly because they...
So it's not just me, that's good.
Yeah, no, I think it's because they don't have the best help right now, to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're just trying to... And, I mean, I don't know if they care. I mean, let's be honest.
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure what they're getting paid, yeah, probably not. But still, I don't know.
Yeah, but, I guess we do have a vaccine coming, and just stay healthy, wear a mask, because, I mean, the scientific community said it's not going to be till April where it's really going to settle down if all these vaccines work. So keep doing it. But we'll move on from there. We'll play the trailer, and then we'll tell you if you spoil the film. We also talk about movies that are coming out, Blu-rays that are coming out, and films and stuff we've watched throughout the week. And Brad, I don't think we have around town, but you do have a teaser for your new film up online, if you want to tell people about that.
Actually, I have both.
Oh, cool.
Hey, film buddies, follow me around Denver.
Yeah, the 88 Drive-In is still staying open, presumably to recoup all of the weeks they lost earlier this year being not open. So they've got a Christmas lineup of Elf, A Christmas Story, and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh, that's pretty
through
good.
December 3rd.
Nice.
That's a nice lineup.
So they're closed Thanksgiving, so don't go then. But Friday, 27th, 28th, and 29th, and December 3rd. You can check out those 3 movies.
Sweet.
And yeah, I posted a teaser for my latest weekend film project, The Legend of Drunken Brewmaster. And I don't know
where
when
can we
that's
watch that trailer at, Brad?
The trailer is on my Vimeo account or on Facebook. If you just search for Nebulous Visions at Vimeo, it'll probably be the first thing that comes up.
I watched it. It looks fun.
Yeah, I like when you only make like a 5-minute film and you try to cut a 48-second teaser for it. It's very hard to put something together that doesn't spoil everything.
It has a nice grindhouse feel to it. Like,
yeah, it's definitely trying to do the 70s, 80s kung fu vibe. So,
yeah, I pick it up.
Yeah,
I'm pretty excited to show it to people, but they haven't announced anything yet, so I can't do anything until that happens. There will be a screening process. There's like 2 waves, so there's like 90 films from that project. So that'll screen, and then all the best ones that win audience choice from that will go the next round, and then audiences will vote again. So I'll let you know
more.
Make
sure you, let us know so we can make sure you advance.
I need your votes because that's the only reason Spotlight made it to the best of.
Yeah.
For the last project.
It's a good movie.
No, because we said we're friends.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, congrats.
Thank you.
Let's talk about what's happening in the movie world in a segment we call Real News.
It's real news.
Yeah, so as has already been stated up at the top of the show, movie theaters have shut down all across different parts of our counties, but specifically also 700 movie theaters nationwide closed over the weekend, and that made the box office that's already, teetering on the edge even worse. Freaky was obviously the bigger pull this week, but hopefully if they are able to reopen a little bit in within the coming weeks, Wonder Woman might be able to help give them a push. But to be honest, like the fact that they just shut down again overnight tells me we're in for a long haul again. So I'm not holding my breath.
Supposedly it's supposed to only last till December 4th.
I hope so, because what was supposed to come out the moment, like the day before they decided to shut down. I got word that Mank was going to be at the Mayan, and I was super excited. I was like, "Oh, great! I can go see Mank. I can find an afternoon showtime and watch Fincher's new movie." The day that it would have dropped was the day that everything shut down. I'm like, "God damn it! Fucking wear a mask."
I was going to go see The Croods, but fuck.
Was that for Kellen or for you?
Kellen, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I just really like Nicolas Cage as a caveman. But anyway, we'll move on. As a result, though, it seems like everything's kind of rippling around because did you guys saw a trailer for a movie called The 355, right?
Mm-hmm.
In any of your screenings as of late?
I don't remember.
Okay, it's a Jessica Chastain action movie. It's directed by Simon Kinberg.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting moved now in a whole year to 2022. So
what?
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in January 2021. Now it's going out January 2022. This is insane. There's more other things that are getting shifted around in different ways. Coming to America, the Coming to America sequel with a 2 in the middle instead of a TO is coming to Amazon Prime Video on March 2021, as opposed to its theatrical release that it was going to get through Paramount. Paramount is definitely not doing well because they've been giving up a lot of their movies lately.
Like I said too, I think it's at a point as well where they're starting to run out of dates. And I'm curious to see if the vaccine works and things start getting under control, if they start moving movies up and start putting them actually back out into theaters.
They might. I mean, we'll see. I think this is all. I think Wonder Woman's going to be another litmus test that they're going to give a shot, depending on how many theaters are open to do so. Like the thing that should be clarified from as recently as I checked, not every theater technically in the Denver area is closed because
they're not.
The AMC Cherry Creek 8, the one I used to work at in the Cherry Creek Mall, is still open. So you can go in there. I
think most of the AMCs and Harkins are still open.
Yeah, they are. The ones that are in the ones that are in our counties are gone, but if you're in Denver County, you can go there. So technically to one. And then the AMC Orchard 12 is the closest one that I saw that I'd be able to get over to. So but yeah, so and I don't know if I don't know if my gas budget will allow that. But you know what? It's okay, Ryan. It's really okay. You know why? Because you know what's going to save the movie industry? It's not going to be Wonder Woman. It's not going to be Mank. It's not going to be the 355. It's going to be the Tom and Jerry movie, and we got a trailer for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the animation looks cute.
It does. It does. The animation looks cute. They're being violent to each other. I love it because that's how those cartoons should be because that's what they were. Not to say you need to be purist with it, but I never liked when they talked because those were some videos that happened. I'm always specious about these films because once again, let's put these animated characters into a live action environment because you've got Chloe Grace Moretz and Michael Pena and Colin Jost and Ken Jeong in the movie. So, I mean, the trailer looked cute. I'll go watch it. I'm not as fond of Tom and Jerry as I am of the Looney Tunes, but I respect Tom and Jerry, so I'll give this a shot. It's interesting. I liked the back half of the trailer when he's doing the Batman gag. That was fun.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on to another cartoon piece of news because this one actually kind of boggles my mind. So we all are familiar with the Pink Panther movies, if not fans of them to some degree or another, correct?
Yep.
Okay. As we all know, it got remade in the mid-2000s with Steve Martin playing Inspector Clouseau. Now, the filmmaker, Jeff Fowler, behind the movie Sonic the Hedgehog, is going to be rebooting the Pink Panther, and it's going to be a combination of live action and animation because they're going to make the Pink Panther a character in the movie. I don't think they watched the Pink Panther movies. that's my conclusion. The Pink Panther was an animated in the original movies. He's an animated character in the opening credits. And then he got his own little cartoon series spin-offs through, I think, the Chuck Jones studio. I could be wrong. But I don't know about this. The Hollywood Reporter says the story will focus on a smooth operating inspector who, thanks to a traumatic event, now has a Pink Panther for an imaginary friend. The Pink Panther, of course, does not speak because he never spoke in the animated openings or in the cartoon. Well, no, he spoke in the cartoon, didn't he? God damn it.
No.
I don't remember. No, he didn't. Okay, so then silent comedian, that Pink Panther. But he does help solve the case. So I don't know. I don't know. I was not a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, so I'm very, very very puzzled by all of this. All of this news seemed like they put it into a blender. But I will watch it. I'm a Pink Panther completist to an extent or another, but and I actually don't mind the first Steve Martin outing that he did as Inspector Clouseau. I don't like that second one. But yeah, we'll move on. We like video games. We like James Bond, and we certainly like James Bond video games. And now it looks like developer IO Interactive is making a new video game for James Bond that will tell his wholly original origin story. In other news, they didn't watch the last two Bond movies that came out. Because correct me if it's been a while since I've seen Skyfall and Spectre, but I'm pretty sure that's what those movies are about. So yeah, and we still haven't seen No Time to Die, so we don't know how many more pieces of his backstory we get. So, but yeah, I mean, I like I remember liking GoldenEye on N64. So
Yeah, it's classic.
yeah, I don't know if any of the video games that have come out for Bond since then have been any fun.
Oh man,
there,
I can't remember.
I don't remember if there was one where they tried to do the Connery era, is what I remember. But
I guess we answer our own question when we don't remember what came out.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I thought GoldenEye Reloaded was okay.
Oh yeah, that one was good.
Was that like a restoration of it, or was it just a whole new game?
The restoration of it.
Okay, right on. Cool. And then we'll move on to filming is commencing on Black Panther 2 in July 2021 is when it'll kick off. It looks like they've added an actor from Narco Mexico to the cast, and they haven't been speaking out loud, but there's been rumors that have kind of confirmed what we've thought, which is that it looks like Shuri may have a more prominent role in the movie. So that's good. I'd like that.
I think that's the best way to do it because, you can't do anything else. I mean, you're not going to replace Chadwick Boseman, so.
The only other option that I would put to the table is Lupita Nyong'o's character in Black Panther.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think those two teaming up or something, or even M'Baku. I mean, he was Black Panther for a little bit.
Don't tease me, Ryan, because I would pay all the money to watch M'Baku take on the Black Panther mantle. I have no idea if he does it in the comics. I don't care because it's Winston Duke, and I want him to do it. Actually, this is a side piece of news, but it looks like Boseman's final movie, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which I didn't realize was based on an August Wilson play. So now I'm very excited for this movie. But it got a trailer dropped. The trailer looks awesome. And it's been getting really good buzz. So I wouldn't put Chadwick Boseman out of the Oscar race for a posthumous win. So that could be a fun, an inspiring win. And then we'll move over from Black Panthers to Predators. We're going to get another Predator movie? The heck? Shane Black already tried.
Yeah, but they got Dan Trachtenberg. He's pretty great filmmaker.
I know. This is the thing. We've got 10 Cloverfield Lane director Dan Trachtenberg to a new Predator movie. I don't mind. I need to rewatch Shane Black's Predator because I don't remember not having fun with it. But Dan Trachtenberg scared the shit out of me with 10 Cloverfield Lane, as did pretty much everybody on this show. So I am very, very excited to see what he does with this. And then we'll move on to another piece of casting news. Stranger Things Season 4 has announced some new cast members, and one of them tickles me to no end. Robert Englund is coming to the cast of Stranger Things. This is cool. This is really cool. Now you have my full attention, Stranger Things. And then they're also going to be adding new series regulars Jamie Campbell Bower and Eduardo Franco. I want to know who Robert Englund will play, though. I don't know who he'd play. I mean...
Fred Krueger.
He can do more than just that. He was Willie in V, the miniseries, dude. He can... And I know I'm pulling out of the doldrums of the late 70s, early 80s for that one, but dang, man, he's a fun actor, regardless if he's donning that burnt makeup.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, he's a great actor.
We'll move into some other TV news. Jeopardy will resume production, and it will be filling the slot left behind by Alex Trebek in the moment of his passing with guest hosts, one of which will be Ken Jennings, which seems very appropriate. So that's good. We'll get some more Jeopardy. Obviously, that cash cow will never go away. And then we got two last pieces of news. This was a sad story, but it was also very it was bittersweet. So there was a terminally ill fan of the Halloween series, and David Gordon Green and Jamie Lee Curtis not only showed him Halloween Kills, but Jamie Lee Curtis officiated this fan's wedding with his fiance before he passed away, and it was I cried reading that. That was one of the God damn it. All the people behind this series are eternally wonderful people. They God damn it! It just moved me to tears. The guy unfortunately had stage 4 esophageal cancer, and Gordon Green managed the screening, and then Jamie Lee officiated the ceremony. And I just God damn it! This is also wonderful and sad at the same time. Guys, Halloween Kills for Best Picture just from that story alone. But and then the last piece of news, which I was not expecting, but I guess I also shouldn't be surprised at this point when this happens. So Conan O'Brien is ending his nightly TBS talk show, but he will be moving over to HBO Max for a variety series, which I didn't see that one coming. Like the second half of that is what I didn't see coming, but yeah, it looks like Conan O'Brien's going to be leaving his TBS tenure. And one of the things he said in a statement was, in 1993, Johnny Carson gave me the best advice of my career. As soon as possible, get to a streaming platform. I'm thrilled that I get to continue doing whatever the hell it is I do on HBO Max, and I look forward to a free subscription.
You know, he was kind of signaling he was going to end it pretty soon when he switched the format and all that stuff, so...
Wasn't he going to be going like from nightly to like weekly or something like that? Like, wasn't that something that was happening?
No, he did. He went from an hour to 30 minutes, where it's now just interviewing a guest for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so but the variety show thing has me curious because I don't know. I'm imagining O'Brien, given his if you listen to his podcast, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. He's got clear knowledge of how, you know, TV comedy works, and specifically like sketch comedy can work. So like, I'm actually excited to see what he would do with a variety show on HBO Max. So I'm down for that. And also, we don't get a lot of variety shows these days. And no, singing competition shows don't count. And that's news.
Cool. So movies are coming out on Blu-ray.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Well, I think there's something for everybody here to some extent or another. We'll start with Mad Max is getting a 4K release from Kino Lorber, so that's cool. This is like the second specialty label that Mad Max has gone to within the last 10 years? Because they were Scream Factory first.
Yeah, I have the Scream Factory one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need that one in 4K.
I don't know. It's a fun movie. It's not great, but it's a fun movie. I have the Blu-ray in the High Octane collection that I was able to find at that thrift shop that I used to work at. So,
what's fun about it is when his family gets killed. Is that the fun part?
No, it's a late 70s exploitation car movie. Like it's got its fun moments. But it does get brutal at the end, because that's where Mad Max has to go before the wasteland fully envelops and becomes a post-apocalyptic zone that is the Mad Max world. We needed to start by establishing that society has crumbled. And then the Beastmaster is coming to 4K from Vinegar Syndrome.
All right.
Yeah, this is Don Coscarelli's film from 1982. This is not the Beastmaster cartoon or anything. This is just something he did. I am not Don Coscarelli knowledgeable. I still haven't seen the Phantasm movies. I've only seen, I guess it's Bubba Hotep is really the only thing I've seen. But
yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, I mean, the Phantasm movies do have a following, so I definitely need to check them out at some point.
Yep, they're okay.
And then we're getting Criterion's putting out an Essential Fellini box set. You get 14 movies from Federico Fellini. So if you're a Fellini fan, Henry, you're listening, right? You can get that. There's also the complete collection of Buck Rogers in the 25th Century coming from Kino Lorber. You get the both seasons and the movie. So yeah, that's cool. I've never seen the show, but I know it. I remember it being referenced in Zack and Mary Make a Porno when they're talking about different sex toys. So that'll be an interesting watch if I choose to pick it up. Kino Lorber is also putting out The Lost Weekend from 1945. with Ray Milland, directed by Billy Wilder. This is an amazing film about an alcoholic writer who goes mad, and it's sort of based on Billy Wilder trying to reckon with the writing relationship he had with Raymond Chandler on Double Indemnity. There's a quote where he says, I made this movie to explain Raymond Chandler to himself, because Chandler was a big old alcoholic. And then from 1936, Jean Harlow, William Powell, Myrna Loy, Spencer Tracy, all in Libeled Lady. You can get that from Warner Archive. You can also get The Pirate, which is a Gene Kelly joint that also has Judy Garland in it from 1948. You can check that out if you'd like. Paramount is putting out a movie called We're No Angels with Humphrey Bogart, which I have. This is another Bogart blind spot for me, so I'll have to seek it out. And then we are getting a movie called Deadly Games in 4K from Vinegar Syndrome from 1989. The alternate name is Dial Code Santa Claus. Is this the one that they had the trailer for in the Alamo last year, Brad?
Yep.
Where the kid is tripwiring Santa Claus all over the room. Yeah, I kind of want to see this movie. I'm sad that I didn't see it when it came to the Alamo.
Yeah, it's bad.
It looked bad. I still want to watch it. And then Cinema Paradiso is getting a reissue of the Arrow Academy release that it did. So if you don't have Cinema Paradiso yet, there's your chance. And then this is a Robert Downey Jr. pick. Wonder Boys is getting, I guess, reissued from Paramount, or is it?
No, it's never been on Blu-ray.
Oh, well, then you can get Wonder Boys for the first time on Blu-ray. It's been a while since I've seen that. Is that movie any still good, Ryan?
Yeah, it's good.
Right.
It'll be here tomorrow by 8 p.m.
You know what I remember most about that movie was Bob Dylan getting his award via teleconference at the Oscars that year.
Yep, that happened.
Yep, that did. And then Better Call Saul Season 5 is coming to Blu-ray. So if you want to keep following Saul's adventures around, you're more than welcome to. I guess there was a delay because that Monty Python Flying Circus box set is coming out. So, get out your fish slapping dance shoes and get ready to watch the Monty Python. And last but not least, this is just for me. Nobody else. Well, maybe Henry will give a shit too. But The Irishman is coming to Criterion tomorrow, and I am going to the Barnes & Nobles right after work to pick that sucker up. So yeah, get The Irishman on physical media, because then it won't lag in the middle of the 3 hours that movie is. That wonderful 3 hours. And then that's Blu-rays.
Cool. We watch films throughout the week, and we're going to tell you about them in a segment we call What You Been Watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Not a lot at all, really. I watched a couple more SNL skits. The best one I sent to you. Yeah.
I
did
not expect it to go that way.
Is this really going to be a Dead Poet Society parody for like the whole thing? And then glorious turn of events.
It's really boring for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. It's like it's slightly funny. Like they're playing up the cheesiness of it, but where's this going?
Yep. The paper hat gag in the middle of it gave me a good chuckle. But yes, it's a slow burn.
It's like perfectly timed comedy. Like
totally.
if they played it out that long, so that this single gag is so stupid but amazing.
Yep. Yeah, because it's unexpected. That's why it's awesome.
So yeah, and then I think the last thing I don't think I talked about it last week because I saw it midweek. Is the last thing I saw in theaters was Wolfwalkers?
Yeah, that was definitely, you didn't talk about it.
Yeah, Corinne did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Movie's pretty good. The story is very much very, very similar to Princess Mononoke, but it's the art that really sucks me in. The art style. And it's already beautiful, but when you start to look at the details of they still have the pencil sketches of the characters underneath the coloring. which, probably in a Disney movie, they'd be like, oh, that's a mistake. Someone should have erased that. But it looks really, it just goes really well with the style they have in that movie. Um, about this girl who moves to a kingdom with her father, and he hunts wolves for the king. And she stumbles onto a feral girl in the woods who is kind of leading the wolves while her mother's gone. And they kind of, once they set aside their differences, they and become friends. They kind of set on this mystery of like, where's her mother at, and like, what's the king up to, and all that. Very much, if you watch Princess Mononoke, it kind of plays out in a similar way. That's a little more like the villain is definitely more villainous than, say, I think Lady Eboshi is in that movie, but very similar themes. But yeah, it's the art style that really is worth watching the most. It's beautiful. So that's all I watched.
Zach?
I didn't watch much either. I rewatched The Social Network, which I meant to do before 2010 Film Explosion, but I didn't get around to it. That movie's still fucking perfect. I stand by my number one choice on it. That still engrossing, like still captures your attention from the minute it starts to the minute it ends. I was actually like really paying attention to Armie Hammer in it because there had been some stories resurfacing about how they pulled off the special effect with it, and I'll say like it's a beautiful piece of filmmaking from Fincher to get to create that twin version for Hammer and have that other actor basically playing the double in it for him. So it's still remarkable. I was actually Andrew Garfield, like I don't remember pegging that he was going to be the breakout star of that movie, because it's interesting to see the trajectory of both him and Eisenberg, because Eisenberg didn't really get super huge off of this movie. Like the only big thing that he got after it, I guess, would have been Batman v Superman, because other than that, he was doing a lot of indie stuff, right? Like, unless I could be wrong. But like Garfield, but then Garfield then exploded into Spider-Man, and like, I'm not the biggest fan of those Spider-Man movies, but he's fine in them. Like he's super likable in them. And then going into working with Scorsese, and then also doing Hacksaw Ridge, like the trajectory seems so weird. I'm actually surprised that Justin Timberlake didn't get a bunch of like acting offers after this that weren't kid-friendly fare, because he's fucking amazing in that movie. Like, it's kind of wonderful that he's playing an interpretation of the person that basically ruined the record industry.
Right.
But so it's a nice piece of casting on Fincher's part. But the Sorkin cameo gave me a giggle this time around that it hadn't before, because he's just I love how he ends the scene with like, "What is this? Like, why are you kids wasting my time with your dumb platform?" And I agree with James. We need a follow-up in the light of what Facebook has become since the 10 years that movie's been around. And then I rewatched The Irishman on Netflix for the last time, because after this, it's nothing but physical media for me on that movie. And yeah, I mean, I've talked enough about that movie. I don't need to talk anymore about it. And then the last thing that I saw was Alex Gibney's new doc, Total Under Control, which was a film that he made amidst the growing concerns and then the eventual where we're at now on the COVID-19 virus. And it's very interesting how the film's put together, because he's very transparent with how his crew is keeping guidelines and keeping safety guidelines in place to film the interviews with people. He's doing the interview remotely. He has a crew that is set up with a barrier between them. And they really just go through the point by point on how the virus developed, where we got to, and where we're at now. Like the film literally ends with a title card of like just before the completion of this, just as this movie was completed, President Trump was diagnosed with COVID-19. So it's a really good doc. It's really focused on not just the administration at hand, but more frankly, it is about the how scientists were trying to mobilize and doctors were trying to mobilize to get tests going, and how there were errors abound in the results of that. And it's a pretty fascinating doc. It's not the best thing Alex Gibney's done, but given how much time he had to do it, I'm pretty impressed by how everything is put together. So I'd check it out. It's certainly not irrelevant, like, because everything, it's like a good primer of like what this has become. And it's actually one of those, it's a film that when I saw it, I was like, it's interesting that film itself has developed where now we can have a documentary about an event like this, because nobody made a documentary back in 1918 about the flu pandemic that was going on then, obviously, since there was no sound technology, but also, like, you know, there's film clips, there's photographs, but we don't have like a documentary to give us that insight apart from a PBS doc. So it's interesting to have an of the moment, here's what's going on in the world right now record for the future. So yeah, I'd check it out if you're interested. And that's all I watched this week.
Cool. Yeah. I didn't watch too much either. I got the Office box set, so I watched the first season of The Office, which might sound like a lot, but it's only 6 episodes. Yeah, it looks good in HD. The first season, there's maybe 2 episodes that are pretty good. The rest kind of just get by. I've also been rewatching Friends, and it always cracks me up because Friends was broadcast its first, I think, 7 seasons in standard television format before, there's high def. And then it switched to high def, but on the Blu-rays and HD upgrades later, they switched it to 16.9, which they were filmed in, and then they were trimmed in for television. But when they do that, you can see like marks and things on the floor and where the set ends. It's kind of funny. I guess it gives it charm. I don't know.
Hey, you get to be on the set of Friends, Ryan.
It's true.
Yeah. Could you be any more excited for being on set? I need to rewatch Friends.
Yeah, Friends is a great show.
Yeah, it's fun.
I watched Twins, which made its Blu-ray debut last week.
I love that movie.
And the movie's okay. The only bummer is, it looks pretty sharp in HD, but you can tell it's an old master, and they didn't rescan it at all. But the movie's still fun and harmless. And you go back and think it was Schwarzenegger's first comedy. I think right after this, he did Kindergarten Cop, both by Ivan Reitman, if I remember correctly. And they do have an interview with Ivan Reitman on it, which is pretty fun. And he talks about on it how it's one of his most loved movies that he made right after Ghostbusters. And it's kind of one of those movies that is fun and harmless. I don't know if it's like a great comedy, but it's funny. And then it's kind of sad. Kelly Preston's in it. And when they did the interview with Ivan Reitman, she passed away like 2 days before. So they touch on her passing. The Shout Factory Blu-rays, I think it's only $15, and it comes with 2 interviews, one with the writer, one with Ivan Reitman. And it's a fun movie. Schwarzenegger and DeVito have a pretty good time in it. And I watched The Strangers, the Scream Factory one. That movie's still pretty great. It has a new 2K scan on it. It looks pretty good.
Had you not watched the transfer yet, or?
I'm sorry, what?
Had you not watched that transfer yet?
No, it's so yeah, I have I'm about 3 movies behind on my Scream Factory crypt, so I really got to get caught up on it. But I've been really digging into the special features on the movies that I need to put on. I got really burnt out on it, not because the movies are bad, but I got The Hills Run Red, and there's 6 commentaries on it, and getting through all of them, so I had to watch the movie 7 times, is a chore. So I've only done like 3 of them. So I kind of got burnt out on the Scream Factory crypt for a second just because of that, but I'm starting to get back into it because it leads me to my the last thing I watched this week, I think. Oh no, I watched 2 more things. I'm sorry. One of the last things I watched is John Carpenter's Vampires, is another Scream Factory release.
Good for you.
James Woods is a vampire slayer hired by the Vatican to eradicate vampires in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's a Western movie with vampires in it.
Yeah.
I do like the soundtrack or the score that John Carpenter does. It kind of has a nice twangy guitar to it.
He was really experimenting with that stuff in the 90s because he has a little bit of that in the score for Escape from LA as well.
Yeah, I mean, it works really well for the movie. The tone's set right.
Mm-hmm.
The makeup effects by K&B are really great in it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's gorier than I remember it being. I haven't seen it in a long time.
It gets brutal, man. That massacre in the fucking in the motel room,
yeah.
that shit's nuts.
And I love too. I think it came out in '97 or is it '98, Zach? I can't remember.
It's '98 because it's number 10 on my '98 list.
Gotcha. So it's 1998, and I forgot. Like, it was cool for James Woods to call the Father's Padre. I'm like, man, this movie is kind of dated. In so much too as some of James Woods' dialogue is really bad. The way he treats the hooker, he calls her like the most horrible names, and he smacks her around. I go, wow, this is not the best hero.
And a preview of things to come.
Yeah, in the interview with Carpenter and his wife, I really love his wife on interviews and commentaries because she really remembers things really well, and she kind of helps him stay focused and stuff. But they talk about how it was kind of hard to work with James Woods because he's so intense, and you can see that come across in his performance. But he says Padre all the time, and it's just, I don't know. The movie's fun. There's lots of violence, lots of death.
Oh yeah, it's a very slick, fun vampire western. Like that. That's all I wanted out of it. That's all I got out of it, and I like it.
Yeah, I forget the guy who plays Valak, the main vampire, but it's cool hearing Carpenter talk about it. The reason he cast him because he's a really good martial artist, so he liked how he could move and things like that. So yeah, and it comes across his performance. He's a pretty good vampire. Yeah, so it's a fun movie. Just be ready for some really coarse language that hasn't aged that well.
It's Thomas Ian. It's Thomas Ian Griffith.
Yes,
he's also Terry Silver in Karate Kid Part 3.
That's right. So yeah, so he is good at martial arts.
Yep.
And the last thing I watched is Destiny Rides Again from Criterion, starring James Stewart and Marlene Dietrich.
Yep.
A film I've never seen, but based on the reviews of everyone watching the disc and reading Leonard Maltin's book about how great it is, I blind bought it. Not this half off Criterion, but I think it was in July was the other half off Criterion.
Yeah.
And so I got it then, and I finally put it in, and yeah, the movie's awesome. Mm-hmm. James Stewart plays a lawman who comes to a bottleneck city. And do they ever say what state it's in? I don't think so.
I don't remember.
But it's Bottleneck. Anyways, the one sheriff is killed by the head outlaw out there. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. Anyways, he's killed by the head outlaw. They name the town Drunk. The new sheriff because they figure that he won't do anything to them because he's too drunk. But little do they know that he decides he's going to stop drinking and be serious about his job as a lawman. So he has Thomas Jefferson Destry come to town, who is the son of a famous outlaw named Destry. And he doesn't have a gun. He prefers to take down the bad guys through his being smart and the law. And it's kind of a dark comedy. Yep. And it plays really well on Western tropes from the 30s. And James Stewart is freaking amazing in it. Marlene Dietrich is really great in it, which I was watching the special features, I guess, is a big comeback for her.
Yeah. She had, because this is post her von Sternberg phase, which you have that collection as well.
I do.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to remember why she had to need a comeback to begin with. But yeah. Anyway.
I don't remember, but the movie's really great. And it's funny. The action's actually really great in it. Everything's really, really solid in the film. And the Criterion Blu-ray is pristine. It looks so great. I recommend anybody, if you like James Stewart or you like Westerns or you just like classic movies, that it's one you should not miss out on, because the Criterion is really great.
It's a pick up. It was on the voting list for the film club last week because it came out in 39, and it was like such a stacked list of things to choose from. It ended up being Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, but Destry's really fun.
I told you in a text message, I said, every time I watch a movie from 1939, I'm more and more convinced it's probably the best year ever for
it is. Like,
film.
I have on my shelf like at least 5 39 movies that are considered absolutely excellent. I was telling you, like, at some point on yesteryear, I want to do a 1939 film explosion of sorts with you and like one other guest just to fill the room and just go over, like, see what our picks are from that year. Actually, I forgot something that I rewatched this week, which is Only Angels Have Wings. I watched the Criterion version because I hadn't seen the movie on the Criterion version before. First of all, that is the best way I've ever seen that movie, period. But I'm just floored by, like, the more I keep going back into Grant, the more I'm like, man, he literally was able to do everything. But Jean Arthur, the more I'm watching Jean Arthur these days, the more I'm like, you know what? That's the woman I want to marry. Like, that's Jean Arthur is just like my screen crush through and through at this point. And also Sig Ruman, he plays the head of their plane outfit, who's handling the business end, but obviously he's not because he's losing money left and right. But it's Sig Ruman getting to play a role that's not a bumbling upstart who's, like, getting befuddled by the Marx Brothers. Like, he's really earnest in it. I was like, I loved going back to that movie. Like,
yeah, and that's a pretty heavy movie too.
Yeah. And it's like, it's one of the special features was describing, it's like you are brought into that world. It feels like an exotic world that you would want to hang out in. And they pointed out, like, Howard Hawks is really good at doing that. Because I'm like, yes, I like the environment in Rio Bravo. I would want to be there. Like, not maybe in the middle of the gunfight, but, like, but yeah, no, that transfer looked incredible. Like, I'm glad I picked that one up. But yeah, cool. Yeah, 1939.
And that's what I watched this week.
Sweet.
Our film of the week is 2020's Re-becca. Brad, should people stream Re-becca?
Yeah, I think so. It's a pretty good flick. I can't imagine, like, you could do another version of this ever. Yeah, it is the best version of this story that has ever been made.
Zach?
Is there a way to virtually strangle somebody over Zoom?
Why? Is my opinion not valid?
No, it's valid. It's totally valid. Because you might be surprised what I'm about to say. Yes, because it's Netflix and you are able to see it without having to pay anything extra. I really, really tried to put my predilection to the Hitchcock version aside. I've still never read the novel. This version has its good points. I think that my biggest problem with it is that it's in too much of a hurry, and that it doesn't. This particular version of Re-becca from 2020.
There's another one?
Yes, from 1940. Directed by a certain person who wasn't going to appear on this show until he was forced to. Damn it.
Oh, I didn't know that, man. Well, I'm glad they did, because, I mean, it's probably way better in color anyway.
God damn it. No, I will say that every actor in this film is giving it their A game. I felt like there was something off in it, but I think in order to really detail it, we'd have to get to the spoiler section. So, but yeah, I'd check it out for curiosity's sake alone. So,
yeah, I mean, I think you should stream it. Except when I started to stream it, it said, "Just so you know, Netflix is going to $13.49 a month." Starting December 14th. I was like, fuck you, Netflix.
That's why I'm getting The Irishman on Blu-ray.
But I think it's a movie you can stream. It's pretty good. It does have some issues that we'll talk about in the spoilers. But it's better than I thought it was going to be. And anyways, I have a huge crush on Lily James, so it doesn't really matter because I'll stare at her for 2 hours any day of the week. Here's the trailer. I know, right? Here's the trailer for Re-becca.
The terrace is for guests only.
Monsieur, the young lady will be joining me. What do you do?
I'm a lady's companion.
Maxim de Winter. His wife died last year and is in dire need of company.
I'm Monsieur de Winter.
What are you doing?
Oh, you'll see.
This week. I'd like to never forget it.
Come to Mandalay. I'm asking you to marry me, you little fool. Mrs. de Winter, may I present Mrs. Danvers?
Welcome to Mandalay.
Never seen a house like this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you'd been a lady's maid.
This is all very new to me.
Oh, I'm sure you won't disappoint him, madam, if that's your concern. We did a lot of entertaining when the late Mrs. de Winter was alive.
You can talk to me about her. I have no secrets from you.
All marriages have their secrets.
Has Max ever talked to you about the accident?
I don't know what you're talking about. How am I supposed to know anything if you don't tell me?
She's still here. Can you feel her?
You're tossing and turning all night. Re-becca. Bad dream?
She was the love of his life. I wonder what she's thinking about you. Taking her husband, using her name. He doesn't love you.
I said I want the truth.
You didn't know her. Nobody did.
He can't go on living in that big old house with her ghost.
I don't believe in ghosts.
Re-becca tells the story of a young woman who meets a dashing young man at Monte Carlo, and they fall in love, and she goes to Mandalay, which is the most wonderful place on earth where he lives. And when she's there, she finds that his deceased wife is very well loved in the house, and she doesn't know if she'll ever measure up to the greatness that is Re-becca. What is great about Re-becca in both versions is that she plays a villain, and she's never in the movie. her presence is felt throughout the film, in both versions. And I thought that was something that this version did well as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it does a good job at not trying to. Yeah.
And what I loved is that I put that as our film of the week, and a lot of people that worked on the film retweeted my tweet, so that was nice.
Very cool. Nice.
Like the cinematographer and one of the writers, and so it was nice.
I swear only you have that power, because when I do it, silence.
Well, it's how you word it, Brad. I don't know.
Clearly, you have the gift.
I truly do. I mean, what's my big one?
Michael Giacchino is a fan of ours now.
Yep. Yeah. He's like, wow, thank you so much for saying my work on Let Him Go made a difference, which it is. It's great.
Maybe he'll finally get a great gig.
Yeah. Man, if you can only take that stepping stone to the next level in his career.
Does Tom Cruise have a Twitter?
He does.
Okay, the moment he retweets you or acknowledges you, that's the moment when you can just die happy, right?
But does Tom Cruise actually use Twitter? I'm guessing it's somebody.
I think he's too busy getting into ridiculous stunts that make him look amazing and at the same time also break his leg.
Twitter's not dangerous enough for him.
Yeah. Well, I do know people like Rod Stewart. His publicity team runs it, but if it's something he writes, he signs it like RSXX. So he might have like something where that it's from Tom Cruise or something like that.
I wish he signed it the Stew Man.
Anyways,
but yeah, Rebecca.
The thing, the movie is really well made. I mean, it's nicely shot. I think the thing that I miss most about the film, which it'll never be able to shake it being a remake of one of Hitchcock's most famous and well-loved films, is it doesn't have the gothic feel of the original. Mm-hmm. It's more of kind of a romantic murder mystery,
Yeah. It doesn't have that tone, like the gothic intonation, and it doesn't feel like things are truly haunted in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, can we really touch briefly on, like, she has, in this version, the second Mrs. De Winter has visions throughout, like, that come in fast montaged, and there's one where she's pulled through, like, a bed of vines into the ground, like, so, like, but it never feels like the house actually haunted. Like, I don't know exactly what it is, because, like, they set it up, but it doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, and I also I like Armie Hammer, but I thought he was really boring in this movie. I don't know.
He doesn't. I didn't dislike him in this movie. I think that the issue is that it's weird because this is a version, like, this is something I realized that would definitely be an angle to this, is that this is a version of Re-becca where we would actually get to see romance, like, that is not just a long passionate kiss. Like, these guys are making sexy time regularly throughout this movie, and I think part of my hesitation with Armie Hammer ends up he starts off really good in the Monte Carlo stuff, but then as he gets to Mandalay, his character switch never feels quite right, where he suddenly goes to the, because in the original version, Olivier is always on edge, even as he's being charming to Joan Fontaine. In this one, he seems really laid back, and then he just shifts all of a sudden in a way that doesn't feel natural to what Maxim would be thinking, to my mind, because, again, like, this film starts right off the bat with the Monte Carlo stuff. It show a shot of Maxim De Winter, about to jump off a cliff. So, and actually the cliff stuff is reserved for Mrs. Danvers at the end. But so, like, I kind of got the sense that he shifts in the weirdest way. But his moment in the boathouse when he gives the confession, and in this version he basically does kill Re-becca, whereas in the original it's an accident. And I think he's actually really good in that moment, especially when he grabs the gun and is loading it and explaining to the second Mrs. Winter. I think he's really good in that moment. But again, as we've been talking about, like, it just feels like he's not all the way there.
Brad, you haven't seen the 1940 Re-becca. What did you like about the 2020 version?
Overall, I thought the mystery was really good. When you talk about the house not feeling haunted, I actually felt like, it doesn't feel haunted like in a gothic sense. It's just more of I definitely feel the weight of this like this notable woman that everyone in the community is just like enamored over.
Yeah.
It's like that. It feels like her presence is in the movie, very much. The only thing I didn't really like I actually felt like the flashback or the dream sequencey stuff was kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, I thought it was really hokey too. The one where they're at the ball and they're chanting Re-becca and it's changing colors from red and blue. I thought was really just way overdone.
I was wondering why that was there, and I haven't seen a lot of Ben Wheatley's work, so I don't know if this is something he does on the regular. But
he did Free Fire, right?
Yeah,
I still haven't seen Free Fire.
Yeah.
You should. It's awesome.
But yeah, for the most part, the movie works just fine as like just a straight up cinematic experience, and then these CGI dream sequences start to happen. And you're just like, this just seems like they're trying to justify an inflated budget.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know. I haven't seen the other one. You said there was dream sequences in that. I think they should just left it out because I think it was effective without them.
In the original there isn't. I was wondering if this was like something from the book, because in the movie they don't. The only dream sequence is the same one that we have at the beginning of this one, where she is. They say, like, last night I dreamt of Manderley again. That's the dream. But and in this version, they've just stuck a bunch of those montages of like flashes of scary imagery in there that feel weird. So
yeah, and then Lily James' character. There's like this is what, like a 2 hour 20-minute 10-minute movie.
It's 2 hours and 1 minute.
2 hours and 1 minute. There's like a lot of scenes of her like snooping and then apologizing for getting caught snooping.
Yeah.
Like the 10th time she'd stop doing that. So I was just frustrated the whole time of like, you already got busted for looking at his book, and then you drop the porcelain whatever statue and hit it. Like you could have easily just said like, oh yeah, I was chasing the dogs and they hit the table and it fell off and stuff like that.
Or you just be like, I'm the lady of the house now, so go fuck yourself.
Which we don't really get that same moment in this movie that we get in the original with her saying, I am Mrs. De Winter now. Like, because when she goes to fire Mrs. Danvers in this version, she then gets basically sideswiped by the revelation, which again, since I haven't read the book, I don't know if this is what the case is with Mrs. Danvers, but she's been a part of this house and part of Re-becca's life for years, and the thing that I took out of it was like it's a weird way to transition into what becomes the Manderley ball sequence, where obviously she puts on the dress that in this version it's the aunt, but like she puts on the dress and Maxim's pissed off about it. He goes, take that fucking dress off, and so like it just felt weird. Whereas like in the original, she asserts her authority, Mrs. Danvers backs down, and they're still at odds with each other. So she's like a persistent villain. And in this one, it feels like Mrs. Danvers becomes like she tries to play even further mental tricks on the second Mrs. De Winter, which it just feels, for whatever reason, it feels weird. And again, I'm trying not to bring my baggage in on the 1940 film, but it's very, very tough because both of them pretty much follow the same line of thought and line of story for the most part, except this version obviously is a little bit more able to do the things that are directly from the book that Hitchcock wouldn't have been able to do because of state and local censors at the time. But anyway, I rambled on long enough. Brad, like, what else did you like about the movie?
I mean, like I said, the mystery most of it, and so I was sitting there most of the time, like wondering, through the whole like dating sequence, and then moving to Manderley or whatever. I was like, where's this story going? Like, what's going to be special about it? And I was kind of figuring, I bet the husband killed her, and everyone's hiding it, and so after a couple of misdirects, I was like, oh, okay, I was right. This is where this was going, and
I mean, not everybody's hiding it. It's just like everybody is.
Everyone's withholding information that, like, and also that's a frustrating thing too. Is like how much Maximum
de Winter,
Maximus de Winter. Yeah, like there's just so many like sequence. Like if people just talk to each other, like so many things to just be avoided. So that's kind of frustrating. Is when happens. You're just
agree.
Like I feel so bad for Lily James. Like she's making this mistake because you won't tell her about your dead wife at all. Like how's she supposed to know the painting?
I get why Lily James's character is. I didn't know I was making a mistake, but Armie Hammer's dude is going, take it off, but he doesn't explain why. He's just pissed off. And if you're like a real person, say, hey, you probably shouldn't, man, my dead wife wore that. That's really upsetting that you're wearing that.
Yeah, where'd you get that idea?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Miss Danvers told me to do it. Oh, okay.
No doubt. But get the fuck out of here, Miss Danvers.
Again, they both films follow this template from Daphne du Maurier's book. That happens in the original version, but it just feels more appropriate. Whereas in here, like Armie Hammer's performance isn't justifying his temper tantrum, which whereas Laurence Olivier's feels justified, or at least workable. Because yes, it's very clear from the moment you step foot in front of Mrs. Danvers that she's the devil's henchman. So like, anyway.
You know what?
We talk about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, like a long time ago, I think James was talking about the movie on the podcast, and so I was trying to remember bits of his review, and like the only thing I can remember was I think he said something about like Re-becca was two people. So that was like riding with me the whole time of like, especially at the end when Lily James like wakes up after the fire, and they're like in Cairo. It's like, oh my god, this is gonna be like she was imagining this whole thing the whole time, and she is. Re-becca, like just having a dream about someone else. So there was that too. So I was kind of like a little bit on edge about that. Like, oh, is this going to be like another reveal? So yeah.
Well, you didn't see the end title card that said Re-becca will return, and I thought it was completely inappropriate for Nick Fury to ask Re-becca to join the Avengers. I just thought that was completely inappropriate. But can we talk about the finale a little bit? Because amongst my issues is that I feel like this film is a little bit too quick with its editing and doesn't let things breathe as much as I'd like them to. But my biggest complaint is that
you mean this could have been 3 hours? God.
No, but like it just feels like things could have been like it feels like we're moving from scene to scene super quick without any breathing room whatsoever. Like I don't feel like I get a lot of room to breathe here in this movie and let those performances sink in. But so Mrs. Danvers sets fire to Manderley, much like in the original version. In this version, I wasn't a fan of Mrs. Danvers just jumping off the cliff. I would have preferred her to burn in Manderley like in the original. Like, I know that Ben Wheatley wanted to go a different direction than Hitchcock, but I'm like, yeah, but I would love to see Kristen Scott Thomas's version of Mrs. Danvers going up with the flames of Manderley too. Like that, I don't know. There's kind of like it just put me off a little bit.
In my version, they would show up and it would be burning, and Miss Danvers would be running out on fire to scare everybody one last time.
Kind of like Cloris Leachman in High Anxiety before she falls off the tower.
I'd have her run out and like scream, and then all of a sudden her head would just roll off because burnt off.
She just yells Re-becca.
Yeah. That's why I don't make movies.
And then they put her burned skeleton on the ship that sank, and then ship it back out into the sea so she can be with Re-becca.
I wanted to do a dialogue touch up on this film. After Maxim and the second Mrs. De Winter have sex, he can go, "You just got manderlaid."
Yes.
I suspect that like the editing is like that doesn't let things breathe, is because I'm guessing that being on Netflix, editors are starting to go back to the TV style where if people are at home, like if you provide any lulls, they may drift away from the programming. Whereas if it was in a theater, you're kind of trapped. You're stuck in that experience. So I think, they might be adopting a television style of editing where you constantly have to have things happening and moving along.
That's an interesting point I didn't think of. I also guess since I haven't seen Free Fire or any of the more like a majority of Ben Wheatley's fare, I guess I need to go back and watch some of his stuff and see if his editing style is kinetic or anything.
Well, Free Fire is definitely kinetic.
Well, I would imagine from the trailer alone.
Free Fire is only like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically like one long scene.
Okay. I'm trying to think if I've seen a Ben Wheatley movie now. God damn it. Other than Re-becca. But all right, Ben Wheatley thon next for Zach. But I mean, like, I'd still recommend people watch it if they have no interest in watching the Hitchcock version, like some people I know. They can check this one out, and it will tell the story for them just fine. I think what you miss. There are two different filmmakers doing two different versions of this film, and I don't hate Ben Wheatley's version at all, but it's not the one I would probably go back to immediately.
He's directing Tomb Raider 2 and Meg 2.
Real the Meg 2?
Yeah, The Trench.
Really? Wow. Okay. Cool. I liked the Meg.
Yeah, he doesn't have a ton of big name movies, but he's done some episodes of Doctor Who and. ABC's The Death segment U.
Okay, then I have seen a Ben Wheatley thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, and again, it's Netflix. You're not paying anything, so you can. And I think Kristen Scott Thomas is a good Mrs. Danvers. Like, I think she is really good at pulling off the creepy charm there. I liked Lily James a lot as second Mrs. De Winter. Like, she was the reason I kept focus on the movie, because she gives a very good performance in the film. But yeah.
Yep.
The real question is, what did I think of it? No, we're not.
No one cares. You're dead.
I know. I'm sorry.
I don't know what we're going to watch next week. We'll figure it out.
There was something I was going to suggest for this week, and I've totally forgotten it.
Well, text me, let me know.
Yeah.
Until next week, thanks for listening.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Real Nerds Podcast. Real Nerds Podcast is a production of Nebulous Visions Multimedia. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill and Plan 9 Studios for our kick-ass theme song. Also, if you're in the Denver area and you're looking for a cool place to see movies, we see them at the Alamo Draft House in Littleton and now also in Sloan's Lake. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics for supplying us with all our comic needs, especially you, Andrew. You know who you are. And a big shout out to James's mom. I'm giving you an electronic hug that you can feel through the airwaves. Thanks for listening, and have a nice day.